Manipulation comes in many forms. From a boss coercing us to perform unreasonable tasks to a peer distorting events for their gain, it can seem like people are constantly attempting to assert influence over us in ways meant to benefit them, not us. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful antidote. With roots stretching back to ancient Greece and Rome, the Stoics have given timeless wisdom on avoiding manipulation and maintaining autonomy over our thoughts and actions, even in chaotic surroundings. 1. Focus on what you can control. The Stoics recognize that often in life, events that are outside of our control happen. However, they teach us that we can always control our responses, judgments, and inner peace of mind. Embracing this gives us firm footing when facing unreasonable people or chaos. For example, if someone tries manipulating you through irrational requests, remember that you control whether you agree and can say no. You also hold whether you become angry, upset, or remain calm. As Epictetus said, man is disturbed not by things, but by his opinion about things. 2. Don't give in to emotional reactions. Stoics understand that initial reactions don't have to rule us if we pause, take a breath, and gather our reason. Those wanting power over you will use emotions like fear, anger, joy, and disgust to achieve their ends if you react without reflection. See these ploys for what they are, appeals to irrationality meant to exploit you. Maintain sober judgment instead. For instance, if a coworker angrily blames failure on you, withhold anger yourself. State the facts without accusing them back. Marcus Aurelius advised, get rid of the judgment, get rid of the I am hurt, you are rid of the hurt itself. 3. View things objectively and rationally. External influences often distort situations to advantage themselves at your expense. Stoicism's solution is to step back and try to see reality based on facts and reason. Train yourself to do this through regular introspection and logic exercises. Soon, you can assess whether persuasive words match objective truths. Under this light, those playing with perceptions often reveal themselves and lose their grip. As Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than reality. 4. Remember your principles and values. All people have innate principles they consider good, faithful, and worth upholding. The Stoics called this inner sense the demon, the essential self holding things we cherish. Unfortunately, we sometimes forget this cord during tumult when we feel most desperate and grasp onto anything. Stoics teach grounding ourselves by returning to the demon often for guidance. Reconnect with your principles before acting. Reflect on what violates your ethics and tell yourself firmly, no matter what is happening externally, I will behave in line with wisdom. 5. Practice self-discipline and resilience. Life constantly flows between serenity and entropy. Stoicism prepares us by training discipline despite difficulty and showing poise during the unpredictable. Specifically, cultivate virtues like self-control, courage, and justice. The daily tests will forge an unshakable character that stands firm when the manipulative and misleading put pressure. You will respond from a place of tranquil authority that diffuses trickery. Eventually, after much practice, you can echo Epictetus' defiant promise, you can fetter my leg, but Zeus himself cannot get the better of my free will. Greg was a dedicated worker who always strove to do his best. However, his boss, Marie, often took advantage of his hard-working nature by unreasonably dumping extra work on him or falsely blaming him when things went wrong. Instead of standing up for himself, Greg's first reaction was always frustration and anger at the injustice and guilt for potentially not doing enough. This emotional turmoil spilled over into anxiety, self-doubt, and exhaustion from all the extra work days and late nights trying to prove himself. By learning Stoic principles, Greg transformed his mindset and responses to Marie's manipulative behaviors. Rather than feeling as much under Marie's control, he took lessons to heart, such as focusing energy on what he could control, his work process, not others' judgments. He resisted getting swept up in anger or anxiety, instead pausing to assess requests and feedback reasonably before determining valid actions. Reminding himself that Marie likely had her pressures or struggles driving her accusations helped Greg respond in a measured rather than accusatory manner. Drawing on his sense of purpose as a diligent worker who supports his team's learning enabled Greg to set needed boundaries around overwork. Practicing reflective techniques also built Greg's resilience to handle workplace ups and downs over time. While early manipulative tactics could ruin his day, he began meeting Marie's critiques calmly and methodically, sorting truth from distortions or exaggerations. With this newfound stability, Greg no longer felt controlled by someone else's perception of him or his demands. His worth and peace stemmed from practicing virtue and wisdom, just as the Stoics advised. Conclusion. The ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy provides a framework for retaining autonomy and equilibrium, even when confronted with irrationality or persuasion. By focusing our energy inward to develop mastery over our thoughts, perceptions, and behaviors, we can insulate ourselves from those seeking to exploit our vulnerabilities. We can identify and counter manipulation by replacing anger and impulsiveness with level-headedness and suspicion with sound judgment. Internalizing Stoic virtues inoculates us against overreaction and confusion in the face of difficult people and events. The ultimate goal is cultivating a calm character that stands confidently on its principles,